I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here. So, has everyone had a chance to look over the minutes from March 12th?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I have a motion to have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, unfinished business. So the language access plan adoption, so we can adopt this. There might have been a little confusion that we may have had to have a public hearing about this, but we did not. The public hearing will be next month with the regional commission, as opposed to Ward's hearing that they are mandated to have based on the grant. So, and I'll send you that information, David. So that public hearing is May 7th, next month at 5:30. So this is just merely a plan that we need to adopt as part of the grant process, and it's basically, if y'all would ask that to David, I think in a nutshell, we don't have the demographics that require a translated version, but we can have one available upon request. That's all of that language access plan spells out.
What is the public hearing? Is not the
May 7th, 5:30.
for the language access plan? No, what was the public hearing
It's
for?
a post-award.
For the blacksmith.
Oh, for the wards, not the language access plan.
Right.
Okay.
Nope. So we need to adopt the language access
Gotcha,
plan.
gotcha,
as
thank
part of
you.
the grant process for regional commission to check that box tonight.
Gotcha.
Once David kind of looks through that. Last minute. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
I move that we approve the
Motion to
language adopt the language access plan. So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Wendy, can you let Jody know that plan was adopted? Okay, planning and zoning position. We discussed this at workshop last week. Does anybody have a recommendation for council?
Yeah, well, I have a motion to, for council to approve Patrick Valentine for the vacant planning and zoning commission position. And also to recommend council to reinstigate the Downtown Development Authority and appoint the other three P&Z applicants of Jana Moon, Harry Spratlin, and Diane Green to that authority.
Okay. Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Great. That's a great group of people.
Yeah, you really can't go wrong.
Yeah, and thankful to have everybody step forward. So, okay, moving on to number 3. Let's see, we have this is kind of two parts. No, it's not, because I separated the other piece down into the bottom. So this is just for the funding of the project management proposal that we received from WA Engineering. So do we have a motion here?
I move that we approve funding with a hard cap of $14,800 for the project management for Parkview Crosswalk and the Robert Hardeman and Main intersection projects.
Okay, we're going to fund that using...
T-Splost
Okay.
is what I have here.
Yeah. All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, JDA appointment. Timothy Pierce Tomlin has moved back into town and would like to serve and has already been trained in that position and did a good job serving previously. So do I have a motion to approve his service on the JDA?
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll take the second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Okay, moving on Here is just, this is just kind of an update and kind of to get David thinking about it as well. Our LOST options based on state formulas, that there may be 3 or 4 of those. It's probably a pretty lengthy process that we would need to go through, but have his office start to look at putting somebody in on that for us to see what might benefit the city better. Might be what we're using currently.
Okay.
We may not stray from the current formula, but I think with some of the services that we provide, especially public safety, fire, police, that there might be an opportunity to maybe get a little more money out of LOST at the next service delivery strategy negotiation.
Okay.
Yep. Next is the Dozier Street closure, and David and I walked over there today, so I don't know that you have anything to tell.
I did
You've got
figure it
to
out.
look through the process.
Yeah.
Okay, and then spell that out for council if
So
they.
is this related to the W&A project that we just?
It's related. It is, but it doesn't. I mean, it can be separate.
Okay. So I'm just wondering if we have to do any kind of surveying or anything. That's one thing, just want to may come up.
Okay, surveying's been done there.
Like for what we're trying to close or?
Not specifically.
Okay.
Okay, so if you need that, we'll have to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I thought we had a traffic study that recommended it closing. That's not enough, you need more than that?
We do, but if he needs a survey.
Yeah, I just wondered if we needed a legal description.
Okay.
So that's just one thing, that's one thing I look at, abandonment versus closure, because there's county right of way, the Firefly Trail, I'm just trying to,
See
Gotcha.
it right away.
You just let us know, gotcha.
So is there any action that we need to take
yeah, I just
before
need
you?
to start, I just need to figure it out,
Okay.
figure out the better procedure. And
Okay,
then next time, if we have to do, get a legal description or something, I'll bring that up, and then we can vote on it.
okay. All right. We need to, motion to amend the
Yeah.
agenda.
I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to add discussing the proposed code updates.
Yes. Okay, I have a motion, have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so there's number 7, and the last item for new business is code revision. So David, can you check?
Yeah, so I have a question about what y'all's objective is with this overlay district, because there's 2 ways that y'all can approach this. One is you can do it by right, where basically someone has plans, say, hey, these plans satisfy your code, I have the right to a building permit by right under your ordinances. Okay. The other route is basically, they come to the mayor and city council and say, hey, this is what I want to do, and y'all have to approve it. Okay. Because right now, it looks like it's not really either of those right now. And you would need to have more, I think no matter what, you should have more certainty in it, but you would not have enough certainty in it to do it by right. The by right would essentially be, you have to have, this is your setback, this is your height requirements, et cetera. Right now, there's a lot of discretion as to, it has to be similar to an adjacent building. And like, there's some language in there about like, it has to be compatible with the area. What does that mean? So that's what, some of it I think should be removed entirely. Just to, you don't have a lot of vagueness, but you kind of just need to decide, do y'all want to be reviewing everything? Or do y'all want basically someone developer to say, this is what I can do, sign off on it?
And that's just in the overlay district.
Yeah, basically, yeah, if you have it where they don't have to go through y'all's for approval, there'd have to be a lot more specificity in the ordinance.
Right.
I think there'd be more specificity no matter what, but, basically, there'd be no discretion whatsoever. It's like, this is it. You meet the code or you don't.
Yeah, someone comment, I thought the point of this overlay district was to give us that discretion and that negotiation ability so that we can make sure that it does fit with what we think, the vision of the city should be.
I would
That's
counsel
what I
not
thought.
be negotiation ability, it'd be more like making sure they fit with guidelines.
Fair enough, yes.
So,
But anyway, that flexibility, I thought that was the point of it, so in my opinion, it comes before us and it's at our discretion, that's my take.
so right now, in the current phrase, it's, in the current language, it would be good for the planning commission. I think it would need to come to y'all, because the mayor and city council is the zoning authority of the city of Winterville, and y'all have a lot more discretion than, a lot more discretionary zoning powers than planning commission. So that's one revision that'll need to be done to do that. And I think some of we just need to tighten up some of the language. Like, I think it's okay for it to say, hey, you know, it has to be similar setback height windows as the adjoining property, but compatible with the district.
It's vague.
Yeah.
So clarifying question, so for most of our planning, for most of our zoning decisions, it's gonna go through the planning and zoning commission. What we're saying is for this particular overlay district, it would come directly to us?
The problem is, so the planning commission has the power to make recommendations.
Correct.
Y'all make the decision.
Right.
Okay? Under the current structure, the planning commission makes the decision, not a recommendation.
That was not how I understood it. I thought it was all a recommendation to us because we could override that, right?
So I'll check the word language again, but that's one thing I just kind of noticed, is that it looked like the planning commission made the decision. And that basically they can't make a zoning decision.
Yeah, can you clarify that? Because that was the exact opposite of my understanding of it. Yeah, can we clarify that
Yeah.
that language and clarify?
But-
I thought I read that it was recommendations, but yeah, I'd like to know.
I'll check that.
Are you referring specifically to that, like, section 763A, where it says the development plans for any proposed project within a special district overlay require review and approval by planning commission?
Yeah.
Stuff like that would have to change?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying, in this, but the way our normal process is a recommendation to us.
Correct.
Yes, and that's what we want, I think that's
So
what we
this would
want to
actually be
hear. I got you.
incompatible.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean, y'all can have this go through planning commission first, and then they make a recommendation, but
Yes.
the decision would have to be by y'all.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I think we want.
So that may be as simple as changing that language to require review and recommendation.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we just, I mean, if there's gonna be a process where there are guidelines and y'all make a decision, then we just need to make sure y'all are making the decision. And they can make a recommendation. Because
Yeah,
the planning commission
agreed.
can make a recommendation, y'all approve this regardless.
Can you make those revisions
Yeah.
to that? And are we able to do that and hold public hearings next month?
Yes, my only caution is that if y'all wanna add greater detail as to some of the actual design elements.
Right.
You know, you may wanna get, WNA was doing that, right? May wanna get them to weigh in on that, just, it's like, you know, for example, like Athens Clark County has a number of various historic preservation districts, and they don't have, like if you look at the HPC ordinances, they don't have, it's kind of guidelines for the HPC to make decisions, okay? And but if you look at each particular district, they have pretty specific content of what they're looking for. And there's more detail on that than what we have here. So I mean, it just depends what y'all are trying to achieve.
Okay.
Like if y'all, like, you know, I think there's language in there about like traditional style, like roof separation. You know, if y'all wanna, if there's a particular architectural style that y'all want, it'd be nice to have that in there.
Okay.
You know, if you have that's, so if y'all wanna just, we wanna clean it up, some of the technical aspects from a legal perspective, we can go ahead and move forward. If you want to get more impact from an actual design standpoint, you may want to get some more input from WNA.
Okay.
And I'm happy to talk to WNA to kind of walk through that issue so they know what my concerns are.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's get on a call with Justin,
Okay.
you and I, as soon as we can. And then if we can do that this week or early next, then maybe we can still hold public hearings. If not, we'll just push them off till
Okay.
June.
Oh. Anything else in there that, nothing in the ADU piece or?
Yeah, so there's some issues maybe with the accessory dwelling unit from a procedural standpoint that I'm still having to sort through.
Okay.
But I don't think from a content perspective, I think it's.
Procedural, you mean like permitting?
From just making sure we check all the boxes with revisions and stuff. Because,
Oh,
so,
okay.
and I can walk you through that
Okay.
issue later, just
Okay.
kind of technical and boring.
Okay. Sounds awesome.
Those were the two. Were there any other ones?
There's a recommendation to have like rental restrictions, like,
Have what?
there's a recommendation early on for rental restrictions, and that
Yeah,
was pulled.
that's gone now.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
pulled.
Right. Right.
Can I ask, do we know if W&A Engineering has sort of the architectural staff to be able to get more detailed on those kinds of guidelines, district guidelines?
Yeah, I think they should be able to, with David's guidance, I think they'll be able to.
Yeah, I mean, if there's someone, I mean, I'm not architecturally inclined, but if someone knows, like, hey, Waterville has, this particular area has this particular style, like Georgian Tudor, I don't know, but like, so that if y'all have some criteria or an architect to say, hey, yeah, this is what we want
That's what we
here.
want, yeah.
Right. Okay.
So,
Okay.
Thank you.
Everybody clear?
Yes, thanks.
Okay. I'll email Justin and get this set up. Thank you, David. Committee reports, public finance, councilpersons Mosley and Johnson.
I don't think we have anything really new to report. We're still waiting on audit findings and as usual, the documents are here at City Hall if you'd like to look at them yourself. Unless you have anything.
Just that we had our quarterly budget
thank
meeting
you.
with public finance, mayor and clerk, and we went through line by line and checked out everything, trying to see where we can find some cost savings. So
Yep.
we plan to do that, continuing on a quarterly basis throughout the year.
All right. Does that conclude your report?
Yes.
Okay. And Wendy, any word on audit? And
Yeah,
Keith?
send him an email today.
Okay. All right. Public safety, councilpersons Metzger and Mosley.
Yeah, do you want to talk a little bit?
Sure. So we had a what would you call it? A tour of the fire department, and just kind of listened to the concerns of the volunteer fire department through Chief Gabriel and some of the other volunteers who are part of that, just to kind of see what may be needed there in the future. And I don't know if we should go into details.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're gonna put it together and just kind of see where we are. We talked to Chief Gabriel about this, but, yeah, just areas that might need attention there.
Okay.
And I went on a ride along with our new chief over the weekend, which was very fun. I realized I get car sick.
Oh,
Really?
put you in the back?
You didn't tell me that.
No, I was in the front. But no, learned a lot and had some good conversations about directions that the police department's moving in, and I'll get together with the rest of public safety and kind of go through some of those details before we try to present anything to council.
Okay.
And just really quick, we had, I got a report from Chief Gabriel. I need to get with you when this is over. We need to get with you so I can get some data each month so I can report out on it. But 8 different calls, 4 EMS assists, 1 blown transformer. I think we all felt that one over on this side of town. 2 motor vehicle accidents and a fully involved car fire. That was the bank.
Was the bank bank machine, was anything damaged over there?
Not at all. Got a little warm, but everything's good.
That's crazy.
All right, does that conclude your report?
That's,
Yes.
Okay, Public Works, Johnson and Mills.
I haven't had a chance to get with Tom, but since Tom is here, I'd like to defer to Tom. Got anything to report, Tom, for Public Works?
No, not really.
If we don't have anything new, if you don't have anything to add, that'll conclude our report.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Andrew and the crew to get here once they order all the parts in and get all the benches and everything in to work on the fountain.
awesome.
The upstairs, I'll tell you, I was up there today and Tom and the guys, Steve and David, they've worked really hard on that place. And they were up there today and it just looks, every day it looks more beautiful. So they've done an amazing job for the city in that building, and Dan Miller has as well. But that, we have an event, I think, May 30th in there, pre-heart opening. So that'll
cool.
start to be publicized soon. Jim White will be opening for,
Yeah, neat.
Sophia Tolick.
Sophia, say her name again?
Sophia Tolick?
Yes.
Tolick?
She's an international performer, and I think she had a Grammy nod or something not too long ago. So she's gonna kind of give everybody a sneak preview of the space upstairs before we open for the public.
Cool.
So that'll be a ticketed event, kind of a house party.
Cool.
House concert.
House concert.
Gathering at the gallery.
Yeah.
Workshopping today.
So, all right, so that's it, Tom, anything, nothing else? Okay. Communications, Mr. Mills.
I don't have a lot, other than I just know that we have a digging day this Saturday, right?
yes.
Marigold, planting marigolds, everybody come out. and
So
help
8
us
a.m. out here. Are we meeting out in the
plant. Bookstore?
bookstore? Okay. So come out and help plant marigolds. And of course, the marigold market is back open, so if you didn't go last weekend, go this weekend.
Yes.
Anything to add?
The
Because that is out.
Yep.
Yep, Gazette is out.
The new Gazette is out, looks great. So, okay,
That's it.
all right, thank you. Cultural Center,
All right.
Diana.
I've got a couple things to highlight. On the 16th of this month, we'll be starting a folk art painting class with Sherry Watwood, the Winterfell Arts Council.
Oh, cool.
Still some spots open if you're interested. It's a 4-week series. On the 18th of this month, we'll have an opening reception for our cultural center adult artists who have participated in programming there. So our oil painters, our botanical sketchbook folks, sampler classes. That is at 6 p.m. on the 18th. We've got some community theater opportunities for those of you who like community theater. On April 19th and 20th, we have Willy Wonka Jr. On the 26th and 27th, we have an evening of one acts, and that's by the Winterville Players. And then looking forward, go ahead and mark your calendars now, because on June 15th, we'll have the grand opening for the upstairs gallery, with that preview date on the 30th with Jim White and Sophia.
Yeah,
Awesome.
So lots of stuff going on.
some concerts on the deck.
Concerts on the deck, our own mayor, some of you may know, will be performing on May 9th and May 30th is what we landed on, right? 6 p.m., so it'll be an open mic concert with Dodd and Adam Poulin. They're going to play a little bit and then turn the mic over to anybody who wants to perform.
Yeah, so we're trying to open it up so to bring some people out in the, rural areas that might want to perform but not have a venue to be able to open that deck up for them to perform and patrons to come sit.
Are we going to put that online? Are we going to publicize that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is kind of a test.
I'll send you a blurb.
Okay, cool.
What was it, what are
This
those
is
dates again?
A test run for two days in that month to see see if we can get some people out that want to.
What date was that again?
May 9th and May 30th.
Okay. Cool.
All right, does that conclude your report?
Yep.
Thank you. Museum report, Jonathan.
Thank you. We recently received an extensive collection of equipment that was used in the 1920s by Dr. Leon Hubert. And it's still organized in his traveling bundles, which he had sorted based on what the patient was going to need, which is pretty cool. So we're keeping that group as it had been done by the doctor. I don't think they've been touched in like 50 years. We scheduled our first oral history recording for the New History Museum. It's going to be with Agnes Dial, who was a Winterville High School student in 1945. She lives out in Loganville, so I'm going out there with her cousin next Thursday on the 18th to speak with her and hopefully get some stuff on, not tape, whatever you say nowadays. This month we received nearly $800 cash donation, and we're going to use that to fund purchasing supplies, new collections, and exhibit fabrication, so we're going to pull that out of our budget for that. We can say we got a quarterly average, because we can actually track visitors now. We have a quarterly average of about 45 visitors a month, which it's not great, but it's also not awful given the size of our department. And we hope to continue to grow that visibility as our resources and time will allow. Next week, I'll be leading a UGA Ollie tour through Winterville. They're doing a historic Winterville guided tour, so we'll be about 20 or so people from UGA's adult learning program be seeing our town. And I'll be presenting in a few weeks at the National Medical Museum Association's annual conference in Kansas City about our archival projects here at the Doctor's Museum. That concludes my report for the museum, but just to piggyback real fast off of what David was saying, and for your W&A meeting, if it's useful, Winterville doesn't really have a cohesive district by district clump of houses. But throughout the city, you can probably say that we have primarily ranch, bungalow, and American small house. And then as far as types go, you can tell them we've got plain and craftsman style with a little bit of folk Victorian, just FYI.
Okay.
Cool.
Does that conclude your report?
It does.
Thank you. Marigold Market, Sarah is not here, but she's
She's, yeah.
supplied a report, and I don't, other than having when I met with her this week, she said opening day was great. I was out of town, but opening
It was
day,
fat. There was so many
Yeah,
people here.
right.
There were a lot of vendors, a lot
There
of
was.
patrons, a lot of action.
and she's doing a great job. We did have our luncheon to try to get some sponsorships, so we'll continue to have those. That was a success. Okay. Does anybody see anything? Okay. Library report. Deidre.
Okay, well, after R4 was repaired, we met again with the mayor and Tom and our library directors. And we've all met with Nate Rawls, who's the executive director of planning and programs with the Georgia Public Libraries. And we have a new deck, and it has benches, and it's beautiful. We love it. And look forward to using that this summer for some story times, maybe some book club gatherings. And you may know that we already have an evening book club and a daytime book club that meet once a month. And we are adding 2 more, so we're gonna have a book club a week. Starting in May, we're having a traditional book club, but it will be at 4 in the afternoon. And it will be called the Baby Friendly Book Club, so that young parents who want to read a grown-up book can bring along their children.
That's nice.
So that starts in May, and then we're going to start up another book club in September called the Naturalist Book Club. We'll read primarily nonfiction about the natural world, and we have 4 people signed up for that, and just anything from plants to just anything along the natural world. We're looking forward to that. And we got hooked up to the sewer system. That's big. No more septic tank worries. And I wasn't here for last month's meeting, so I wanted to be sure to thank the city of Winterville for the large maple tree that you transplanted to the property. Work my name's Ruth, and it's okay. And it's gorgeous, and it's putting out new leaves, and we love it. And I'll report next month on all the events and activities that we have planned for summer reading. And our attendance in March was 545 people. And I thought I'd have a fun new statistic for you to let you know some of what we do. We spend a lot of time reshelving books. In January, we shelved a total of 736 books. In February, we shelved a total of 823 books. And in March, we shelved a total of 1,025.
Wow.
We are not just smart.
That's great.
That's includes my book.
Thank you, Deidre. And we need to connect about the mayor's reading club thing that I've joined. So maybe something over the summer I can participate, or we'll figure something out. So I've got the books they sent to me, they're city-related kids' books. So,
Let me know if you want to try and squeeze that in before the end of the school year.
yeah,
or-
I'm gonna try, I'm doing that at the elementary school too, so I'll,
Oh, in addition, okay.
yeah, so I'll try to do that with you too before the end of the school year. Yeah.
That sounds great.
All right, thank you for that report. Clerk's report, Wendy. What? City attorney's report, David?
No report.
All right. Mayor's report, I think I was just gonna mention the regional commission, the meeting, the public hearings next week, or next month. we've got a meeting that we have to have. We also applied for the LMIG funding that I told you about, I think I told you last week, and we've already received that. We haven't received it yet, but we've already been approved. So that extra supplemental LMIG funding from GDOT that was available, we're gonna get that check, $36,000 soon. So that was unexpected and good. So, I think that's all. The Marigold Festival is next month. So everybody will be super busy getting ready for that and, showing off the city. And it'll be in between our two meetings. So I think that's all I have. Any public comments? Any announcements? Any adjournments?
So moved.
I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Well, this has been fun, but the Dogs are tied 4-4 in the fourth inning. I'm heading to Foleyfield. You guys have a good night.
Did you get a chance to look at that email he